Welcome back to Bazooka Kickboxing Academy, and today we're going to talk about entering and exiting again. Last episode we did it on pads, and that was a way to teach you how to move with your trainer, with your pad holder. But today it's going to be more of a sparring drill. You're going to have to enter with different types of techniques. You can enter with double jabs, front kicks, low kicks, my favorite obviously. But there's different ways to enter and there's different ways to exit. This video is just more of a general idea on different ways you can do it and different ways you can implement it into your training. So now we're going to talk about how to do partner drilling with the concept of enter and exiting. Again, on pad work, it's a way to start a beginner in understanding this concept. Now you have a more of an intermediate level where you can tell them how you want them to enter and tell them how you want them to exit. That's what the coaching system you put together will help your fighters do. If you're more of a punch-based camp or a boxer, you might use your hands to enter. If you're more like me, who came from more of a kicking base before kickboxing, I like to use my kicks to enter, so my low kick acts as an enter. Some people do the double jab, Thai fighters might use front kicks. There's so many different ways, but I'm gonna give you some of my favorites and Rob can come with some of his favorites on how he enters and how he exits. But the main thing I'm looking for, because this is a kickboxing based channel, is how you exit after your kicks. And the big problem is when people kick, they stop and they put their foot back right away, which makes it now harder for me to exit out and easier for my opponent to counter. So the one thing I'm going to talk about before we get into the drilling is making sure we pull that foot back. So when I do kick, I make sure I pull my foot back, which automatically builds in the exit. I can do it with an angle this way, bang, and angle out to the side. It's still an exit. It doesn't have to be in a straight line back. It can be used on angles. Same thing as pivots. A lot of people can kick and maybe you pivot off. Or if I double jab and I can pivot off, I'm still using an exit attack to avoid my the counter of my opponent. Okay, so Rob and I are just going to partner drill, and then I'll bring Tariq back in, and you can see different ways he likes to enter. And now when you watch all fighting, whether it's on YouTube or on TV, you'll see how people like to enter. You'll see their timing, and you'll see the way they like to exit. Okay, so I'm going to start with my low kick as the enter. Good, so I'm gonna add pressure now just to get Rob moving a little bit more, and vice versa. So for this part of the drilling, I'm bringing in Tariq Ismail with me, and we're gonna do more of a different approach of exiting. So instead of having to move your feet, create space, we can do different things like shuffle step. We can pivot, and we could even use our clinch, because the whole idea of exiting is stopping the counter punch from our opponent. So I'm gonna right now go back and forth Tariq, and then we could explain as we go. Good. Tariq taking advantage of the shuffle step to create the exit. So here, what I'm gonna do, I shell him up, I enter with my clinch. Now my exit is pushing him off and attacking. So that is my exit.
time.
Enter and exiting in sparring drills, pad work, fight, such an important concept, and it can go so much further than what we're showing now. This is just a general idea of how you enter and how you exit, and it's giving you the freedom to use your own system, your own style, to be able to use this concept. And it's a concept. Some people might train their fighters to be able to take a shot, stand there, and counter back. Maybe a little bit more like a Dutch style kickboxing drill. But as you saw with Rob versus Tariq versus me, we all have different ways of entering and we all have different styles of exiting. So different individual expression can be used with this concept. So make sure you be creative and use different strikes that you like to enter with and within your system. So if you like, make sure you like the video, make sure you subscribe, and make sure you share with your friends, your family, and let's continue to grow this sport. If you like the shirts, bazookasquad.com.